Hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. In the last episode, Byakuya was killed. Well, I mean, Byakuya wasn't killed, but the person who stole his identity was killed. We are about to get started on the investigation. I'm very excited to jump into this. So I mentioned in the last episode that I was about 85% sure of who the killer was. After having watched the last episode back, as I edited, no, I am 100% sure of who the killer is. And I think I know how they did it. So before the actual investigation starts, I want to say my theory. I want to see how close I can get. However, let's actually get through the dialogue first. And what specifically should we be doing now? I have no idea. It's pretty obvious we're all just amateurs. Going through each grain of sand on a beach just to find a clue would be a waste of time. The only ones who can do that are the police. There's no way amateurs like us would be able to do that. No, we can. We can and we shall.
Hey.
So, let's first rely on our intuition. We'll start from there and prove that none of us could have killed Byakuya. But to perform an autopsy on your friend, how cruel. But I have no choice, right? There's no way I could do something like decline, right?
I won't believe. I won't believe
it. Byakuya got killed? I don't believe that at all. Fine. I'm in.
You are right.
If we are to survive, this is our only path.
This is the worst.
Something like this is the only thing we can do in order to stay alive. Finding out who the killer is. That's our only hope for survival. Something like this is hope? Even so, I still gotta do it.
Ta-da!
No! No, how dare you! How dare you, Monokuma! Ta-da! You thought it was time for the investigation, but...
It's the Monokuma file!
Hey, I'll accept that.
Hey!
Just as I thought! You amateurs need this, right? Well, like I said, I've got a pretty good idea of how this occurred, so... What the hell is a Monokuma file?
I don't like this.
Jeez, explaining the rules all the time really breaks my bones.
Why you?
Well, it's not like I have bones in the first place. Like, don't even make me say such lame jokes.
Allow me to explain.
Let's see! The Monokuma file contains precise and detailed information regarding the dead body.
What?
I've brought it to ya, so you guys can smoothly proceed with the investigation. I'm such a nice guy.
Shing!
I'm so nice, I want to be known as the Mother Teresa of the mascot world.
Hey!
Nice, you say? You're just a selfish meanie.
What's this?
My! Monami, the meaningless mascot! You're still here!
You stupid brother!
Don't put me in the meaningless mascot genre!
Damn it!
Come on, let's go! Your turn is already up! Hurry up and get the hell out of here with me! Oh, no, don't pull Usami's ears. Don't do that. Ouchie! Don't pull my ears, they're gonna come off! They're finally gone. Let me investigate. The Monokuma file, huh? Anyway, I guess I should look it over, just in case. Ooh. Hello. Well, that's cool. Okay, multiple stab wounds, it seems. Cause of death, the victim's body was discovered in the dining hall of the old building near the Hotel Mirai. Estimated time of death is 11:30 p.m. The victim was repeatedly stabbed over 10 times in between the throat and abdominal region, resulting in death. Aside from that, the body has no other external injuries and no chemicals such as poisons were detected. Ooh. Whoops. The victim's body was discovered in the dining hall of the old building near the Hotel Mirai. The estimated time of death is 11:30 p.m. The victim was repeatedly stabbed over 10 times between the throat and abdominal region, resulting in death. Aside from that, the body has no other external injuries and no chemicals such as poison were detected. So, Byakuya is really dead. Damn it. You promised there wouldn't even be one victim. Why'd you end up being one? And now, I'll never know what you were going to say to me. He was gonna confess that he's an identity thief. He's not the real Byakuya. I cannot talk to others about my past. I suspect that my skeptical nature is partly to blame. Distrusting others and being distrusted in turn. For a long time, my life has been a living hell. It was inevitable that I would end up this way. In the end, what did he even mean? Could it be... Even so, if there really is a traitor, isn't that gosh darn awful? Pretending to be your ally and tricking you guys. It can't be helped if someone like that gets killed, right? A traitor? No way. Just because he said a lot of serious things, it doesn't mean he was the traitor. What am I thinking? Monokuma file number 1 has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Anyway, we need to carefully examine everything. That's right. I need to do it. If we're gonna survive this, we need to do it. I have to prepare myself for the worst. Oh! I want to listen to the music for a minute. Ooh. Oh, this is good! This is good. I believe it was Meme and Art said that the investigation music was really good. Yeah, this is a bop. Nice! Okay, now who do we have in here? Okay, not the person I want to look at, so I'm going to look at Nagito instead. Now, who do I think is the culprit? I think it's Teru Teru. As far as I can see, Teru Teru is the only possible person it could be. I'm gonna go through what I think happened. Now, to be honest, the first part of my theory is the weakest, and that is simply because I have no idea how circuit breakers work. They are an enigma to me, I don't understand them, so I'm kind of guessing. However, I think I'm in the right area, I just don't know if I'm hitting the nail on the head, as it were. I think the circuit breakers have been, how do I want to put this? I think they've been tampered with slightly. You'll note that Hajime has kept talking about the aircon. Here's what I think happened. I think that the aircon and circuit breakers have been connected somehow. Once the aircon reached a certain temperature, the circuit breakers would go off and turn out all the lights. That's how Teru Teru fucked with the electrics. Now, if things were dark, how did Teru Teru, do the stabbing? Also, Teru Teru shouted out like, oh, hey, the lights are off in the dining hall as well. I thought that was only in the kitchen. And if he shouted up through the floorboards... Also, I will admit, my entire theory relies on there being a basement. If there is not a basement, then I'm a little bit scuppered here. However, here's what I think. I think Teru Teru made his way to the basement. It was pitch black. How did he do that? There's a portable stove in the kitchen. for making hot pots. Those don't rely on the main electricity. They have their own gas supply, so he could just turn on the light. Kazuichi left the dining hall. Why didn't he see Teru's light? You'll notice that there is an archway in between the main outside area, outside the dining hall, and the door to the kitchen. If those were pushed closed, they look to be floor-to-ceiling doors. If they were pushed closed, the light wouldn't be able to get through. That's how Teru was able to make his way round to the storage room, which is where I think the exit to the basement is. That's how he was able to get to the storage room without Kazuichi seeing him. He goes down into the basement. He has a skewer. Now, there are two places I could see him hiding the skewer. One, he hid it in the basement. Like, it was always down there. Or two, I note that twice the game highlighted, hey, look at that comically oversized hunk of meat. Isn't that funny? Isn't that really funny? I think he could have hidden the skewer in the meat. Those are the two places I see him hiding the skewer. It was already in the basement, or it was hidden in the meat. He takes the skewer, he's in the basement, Byakuya heads under this table, and he just stabs up. Now here's kind of part 2 of the plan, because why did Byakuya run over here? Now we can see that little bit of tape hanging down from the underside of the table. Considering the underside of the table is dark, I am going to assume that is glow-in-the-dark tape. Now, this is where it gets interesting, in my opinion. Who put the tape there? Because if how do I put this? Byakuya clearly had the night vision goggles. He was clearly prepared. Okay, what if someone fucks with the lights? If that happens, everyone being in the same room, that gets really dangerous. So he had the night vision goggles with him. He puts them on. Do you remember what Byakuya said? He said, "What's going on here?" or something to that effect. Now, at the time, you could argue, oh, he was talking about the lights. Oh, what's going on here? But if he had night vision goggles, then he probably wasn't talking about everything going dark. He had probably seen something. If the glow-in-the-dark tape was covered by the dining cloth, he wouldn't have seen that. They're night vision goggles, not X-ray goggles. Someone in the room moved the tablecloth up. I don't necessarily think this is an accomplice situation. I think this is two plans going off at the same time. And who has been ever so desperate to draw attention away from the storage room? Who was oh so happy that he got to clean the dining hall? Nagito. I think Nagito, he's the one who planted the knife. He's the one who planted the glow-in-the-dark tape. Potentially, he is the one who fucked about with the electrics. You'll note that the circuit breakers were at the top. Teru is really short. He wouldn't have been able to reach, but Nagito is pretty tall. He could have reached to jerry-rig the AC and the circuit breakers. I think Nagito, he uncovers this. He's going for the knife. Byakuya runs over, gets under the table. He's like, what the fuck is going on here? And Teru takes that as his opportunity to strike. Teru and Nagito were alone in the old building. I think maybe what happened is that Teru discovered, oh, you're planning on committing a murder? I'ma take your thunder. You've already set plans in motion, so I'ma just hijack this, do my own murder, and there'll be evidence pointing to Nagito. Now, Teru wasn't covered in blood the last time we saw him, when he properly entered the dining room. Now, if you're stabbing upwards with a skewer, and you're repeatedly stabbing, so you're removing the skewer from the body, there will be a spray of blood. You'll note in the storage room, there are a load of tablecloths. I think he probably got one of them, covered himself with it, and then stabbed upwards. So I think if we go in the storage room, we will probably find a bloody tablecloth. Now, is there anything else? Is there anything else to my theory? I don't believe so. Like I said, I'm not sure if this is a case of Nagito and Teru working together. To be honest, if that was the case, I don't know if they'd both die. That's kind of why I'm like, I don't know if they were working together, because I've said this before, I think Nagito is too important to the plot. He's not going to be killed off in the first trial. He is going to stick around. He's either going to be one of the final survivors, or he is going to make it well into, like, the last third of the game, and then he's going to die. So that's kind of why I'm like, if it's an accomplice situation, I can't remember the rule from the first game. Is it that both the blackened and the accomplice get killed? Or is it just the blackened and the accomplice stays alive? I can't remember. That's kind of why I'm like, I don't necessarily think this was an accomplice situation, because I don't think they're going to kill off Nagito. Okay, I think that's it. I should have written notes. I should have written my theory down. I didn't. If I think of anything else, I'll say it as we go. However, for right now, that is my theory. That's what I've come up with. So, let's see how close or how wrong I possibly am. And you know what? Let's get started with Nagito.
Hey.
Hey, Hajime. There's something I want to run by you. Before the blackout occurred, Byakuya was in the dining hall with the rest of us, right? Yeah, that's right. And if Byakuya's dead body was discovered after the blackout, then don't you think he died during the blackout? Well, now that you mention it... But why was Byakuya's body under the table? Because he was going for the knife that I think you planted there, Nagito. Even if the killer tried to hide him, it's not like he would have stayed hidden forever. Isn't it confusing? You're absolutely right. Yeah, he wasn't hidden under the table, he died there. It seems finding out what exactly happened during the blackout is key to solving the mystery. There's no way I'd know. It was so dark during the blackout, I couldn't see a thing, but Ibuki was there. And we know from Ibuki's intro that she has phenomenal hearing. Also, something else Byakuya said, he said, "What is this? What is this?" He was clearly under the table by that point, looking at the glow-in-the-dark tape and the knife, being like, what the fuck is this? How did this get here? There's no way I'd know. It was so dark during the blackout, I couldn't see a thing.
That's not it.
Yeah, Although, if seeing was impossible, then there's a possibility that someone might have heard something. Heard something? Are you talking about her, Ibuki? Yeah, we'll go see Ibuki in a bit. Mahiru? Mahiru? Are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine.
What's going on?
Is that what you expected me to say? Because I feel terrible. 1 minute Byakuya is alive and well, and in an instant, something awful suddenly happens. Of course I'm not fine.
Why?
And not only that, but whoever killed him is one of us, right? That hasn't been determined yet. It was. It's already been determined. You've already accepted it, haven't you?
This is the worst.
That we have to find out who the killer is. Find out which friend killed our friend. I don't like it either, but we won't survive if we don't go through with it. It's not just for yourself. We have to do it to protect all of us. If I had only acted calmer during the blackout, Byakuya might still be alive.
This is the worst.
This whole thing would have never happened. Stop blaming yourself. Nothing good will come of it.
Jeez.
Jeez. Getting cheered up by a boy isn't like me at all. Got to stop being sexist, for the love of God.
Got it?
Hey, Hajime, forget about what I just said. Got it? Yeah, and I've remembered that you are a bitch. Yeah, that's fine. I got it. Anyway, I won't dwell on it for now. I can't become a burden to everyone. Plus, there might be a clue that only I have access to you. Excuse me. Plus, there might be a clue that only I have access to. She was taking pictures. She'll know where everyone was standing. A clue?
Hey,
Photos. The ones I took just before the blackout, remember? Hey, Byakuya! Everyone come on! I'm gonna take a picture! Alright, say cheese! Oh yeah, the pictures. Wanna see them? I have a digital camera so I can show them to you right now. Really? Please. Who stood beside the AC? With nothing in his hands? So he'd be able to tamper with them? Let's see. It's this photo. Okay. Yeah, Mikan. I would like it noted, Mikan is looking at, Mikan's looking directly at the camera. I think she's like, oh, am I about to be caught? She's making her move like, okay, I'm gonna set it up so I'm gonna trip, but there's someone with a camera right there. I'm gonna wait until they're not looking. Yeah, and Byakuya's at the other side of the room. And this one. I took these two photos right before the blackout, but... Huh? Is something wrong? I didn't realize it until now, but right before the blackout, Byakuya was... standing in a totally different place than where we found him. Yeah, he saw that there was something going on with that table and he charged right over, because he was the only one who could see. Wasn't his body under that table with the lamp on top of it? The one underneath the monitor? Prior to that, Byakuya was standing along the wall farthest away from that table. You're right, that's pretty far. There's something... Everyone's standing position before the blackout might be a huge clue. Hey, can you approximate everybody's standing position from these photos? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It'd be hard to understand from the photos alone, so it might be better for me to plot it out. But would that actually provide a clue? I don't know yet, but I feel like it could.
leave it to me.
Got it. Then leave it to me. That's pretty much the only job I can do anyway. Thank you. Alright, now that that's decided...
You better do your best.
Bitch! At least I'm investigating. You better work hard on your investigation too. How much longer are you planning to stand around?
Do you understand?
Madam, without me, you wouldn't have thought to plot out the photos. Mahiru and Nekomaru are currently tied at my least favourite characters. To be fair, with Mahiru, I'm not at the place where I'm like, for fuck's sake, she appeared on screen. And she does have those moments where I'm like, okay, she's being pretty pleasant right now, but I can see myself getting very tired of her very quickly. Do you understand what's going on? You gotta find out how Byakuya died. Yeah, I know, but... It's good she's all fired up now, but she's a totally different person now than when she was feeling down.
Yeah.
Oh, Hellhound Earring, answer my call!
Impossible!
Is this effort futile as well? Hey, are you still looking for the earring you dropped?
You!
It is not a mere earring. It is the Hellhound Earring.
Fine.
Long ago, in a faraway land, a beast known as the Hellhound was feared by all, even by he who summoned it. Well, this is certainly random. The Hellhound tore its way through innumerable battlefields, its fangs glistening with blood. And his drenched, blood-red fur would dry in the howling winds of loneliness. When I finally tamed that diabolical beast, I received an earring to commemorate that event. He's talking about his childhood dog, isn't he?
Shiver.
The Hellhound earring. So that I may never forget that night, I battled that fearsome Pomeranian. It's a little Pomeranian. That's beautiful. So that I may never forget the night I battled that fearsome Pomeranian. I wear that earring at all times. Was that really about a friggin' Pomeranian? I understand it's important to you, but for now we need to investigate. No. He dropped it through the cracks. He dropped it through the cracks in the floorboard. That's how you're gonna realize there's a basement.
I won't let you!
Where is it? Where did it disappear to? There we go. Maybe it fell underneath the floor? The carpet didn't cover the whole floor. It might have fallen through the gaps between the exposed floorboards. So that's what transpired. Such a clever little bauble. Gundam laughed uproariously as he walked towards the wall and pressed his head against the gaps in the floor, and peered beneath the floorboards.
I can see it!
Ah, there it is! I have found it! Truly, that is the Hellhound earring. It seems God exists for my benefit. I see. Good for you. Hey.
Let me ask.
However, how do I recover it? You need to find the stairs, mate. You need to find the stairs. Check the storage room. I cannot fit my arm through this opening. Were I to use a tool, it would probably not reach either. Then maybe you should just give up?
What?
Give up what? The world? I meant give up the earring.
You!
Fool! Have you not realized? The world will come to an end if the human race were to lose that earring. You humans are so satisfied with clothing yourselves in layers of false knowledge.
If you flinch, you will die!
But even with all those layers, you still will not survive the winter. Why am I being scolded?
Fine.
It was foolish of me to rely on you fools. Fine. I shall do something about it on my own. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must go save the world. He wants that earring back by any means necessary. His determination is truly inspiring. But it'd be nice if he actually helped me with the investigation. Gaps in floorboard have been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Okay. Mikan, I'm assuming she's still going to be doing the autopsy. I must investigate my classmate's body. Yes, I'm the one who has medical knowledge. That's why I need to do it. To do it somehow. I will admit, I'm sort of modelling Mikan and Usami's voice. They're both very high-pitched. So, that I am displeased with myself. Before you start, why don't you calm down a bit? You're right. I need to calm down first. I'm careless enough as it is. That's pretty obvious from how you fell earlier. If she were careless when it came to medicine, she wouldn't be the ultimate nurse. Again, now that I've seen the photo from just before she fell, and she is eyeballing the camera, yeah, no. She is 100% putting on a facade. 100%. I do not trust her in the slightest. She is way more conniving than you would first think. I am terribly sorry about that, for showing you something so unsightly. Ah! Yeah, you made me remember it again. I made such a fool of myself in front of everyone. Forget making a fool of yourself. How in the world did you end up like that? And without making a single noise too. You know, that plate on the floor, the glass, the bottle, and yet somehow there was no noise. It slipped on the carpet and she was struggling to get back up. Again, we would have heard a thunk and we would have heard the plates fall on the floor. Well, I got startled by the blackout, slipped on the carpet, and once I was struggling to get... Yeah, that is what I was saying. And once I was struggling to get back up... How do you slip on a carpet? Do her shoes have no traction? Is she wearing bowling shoes? Like...
How embarrassing.
Again, we would have heard the plates fall on the floor. Considering how precise the game was being about the stuff we heard during that blackout, the fact that it didn't mention any plates clattering, no, she faked that. She faked that 100%. It's so embarrassing. Please erase it from your memory. Even if you ask me, I won't be able to forget it so easily. Sorry. I can't stand it. Embarrassing pose has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Okay. That's maybe that's oh, we were also distracted by Mikan that we didn't notice where everyone was standing after the blackout had finished, giving Nagito a nice moment to move forwards. Or bringing up the fact that, like, oh, Teru was supposedly in the dining hall, yet he didn't say anything about Mikan, and we know he would. So, okay. Under this very table, Byakuya was... First, I should investigate the top of the table. Though the only thing on top of this table that really catches my eye is... this desk lamp. It looks like an antique lamp, and it seems rather heavy. The power cord was connected to the outlet, so it would have been useless during the blackout. Other than that, there's nothing else on the table that really stands out to me, so... Now's not the time for me to flinch. I gotta do it! I let out a shout, as if to encourage myself, and quickly looked beneath the table. Immediately, I noticed an unexplainable smell, like rusted iron hanging in the air. Enduring the stinging pain in the back of my eyes, I slowly shifted my gaze towards Byakuya's body. Byakuya Togami, the ultimate affluent progeny. He was the kind of guy who said a lot of hurtful things, but he tried his best to lead everyone. Why? Why did he have to end up like this? The only thing I can do right now, for Byakuya's sake, is to uncover the truth behind his death. Okay. Yeah, we have the bloodstain, we have the body. The knife, yeah. This knife was not used in the stabbing. Look at the blood. If the knife was used in the stabbing, the blood would be moving that way. Down. The blood is moving this way. As in blood splatter. Yeah, night vision goggles, and there's the cloth. Yeah, he was definitely killed under the table. There has to be a basement. There has to be a basement, and if there is a basement, only Teru could have done it. So the reason why I say only Teru, Chiaki was outside with Usami. Therefore, Chiaki actually has a cast iron alibi. She has a witness who can say, no, she was out here with me. Fuyuhiko wasn't in the building. If he was in the building, how would he have gotten in? The front door was being guarded by Chiaki. There don't appear to be any other entrances or exits, and all of the windows were boarded up. Fuyuhiko couldn't have done it. And Peko was in the bathroom. We know that the door to the bathroom was locked before the party even started, so I presume Peko was drugged with something that would upset her stomach, so she was stuck in the bathroom. That leaves Teru. He was the only one not in the room. And like I said, him shouting out and being like, oh, is it dark in here too? That was actually what kind of dinged me. That was the thing that I was like, especially when the lights came back on and, Mikan is spread eagle on the floor and he didn't pipe up. Okay, let's start with the goggles. What is this? It looks like binoculars, but why is there a pair of binoculars under the table?
Hey.
Hajime, those aren't binoculars. Eh? Then what are they?
Perhaps.
Those are probably night vision goggles. Night vision goggles? I've seen them at the supermarket on this island. They also stock self-defense kits too. If that's the case, did the killer use these night vision goggles to kill Byakuya during the blackout? No, other way round. Byakuya had them to see if anything happened with the lights. He charged over here and got stabbed. Night vision goggles has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. We have the tape. Something stuck to the back of the table. Yeah, it is. It's tape with glow-in-the-dark paint. Is this duct tape? There seems to be paint applied to the non-sticky side of the duct tape. In the dim light beneath the table, it seems to glow dully. Could this be glowing paint? It is. A bloody knife. Is this the weapon that killed Byakuya? No, the blood splatter is wrong. Hold on. How did the killer bring this knife to the dining hall in the first place? It was already here, Nagito. I fucking said he was up to something. Look! Byakuya thoroughly patted down everyone and thoroughly inspected every corner of this old building. And all the confiscated dangerous items were supposed to be placed in that Duralumin case. It's possible they stole this knife from the case. Or they hid it somewhere hard to find. Also, there's one more thing about this knife that's strange. There's some kind of paint that's been applied to the hilt. In the dim light beneath the table, it seems to glow dully. Could this be glowing paint? Knife has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I will say the reason I'm saying Nagito was planning to kill someone, it's, how do I put it? I said at the time, Nagito's look means that things are skewed in his favor. Therefore, he wanted to clean the dining hall. Therefore, he wanted to clean the old building. And he's been acting suspiciously ever since. I believe it was John in the comments said, surely this could be like Makoto and the bathroom door. In the first game, Makoto's bathroom door was a bit buggered. It was kind of broken. And Monokuma brings up the fact of like, oh, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, but you got really lucky by having the bathroom with the broken door. And ultimately, The fact that the bathroom door was broken is what proves Makoto's innocence. Couldn't something like that be going to be used in this case? Here's the thing, if that were the case, if it was like, oh, we think it's Nagito, but hold up, he couldn't have been doing it because he was cleaning. His bad luck at being, you know, the one picked to clean is what ultimately saves him. That would be it'd just be a copy-paste. It would be a copy-paste of Trigger Happy Havoc's first trial, and I don't think they do that. That's why I'm more suspicious of him. That's why I think, like I said, he was the one cleaning. He was the one cleaning the dining hall. He would have to be the only one who could have done this before Byakuya got in. It has to be Nagito. He was planning a murder, and his luck supported him. But Teru discovered it and decided, right, I'ma use this as an opportunity. That has to be it. I will admit, I don't... And because Nagito's going like, oh, no one did it. He could be covering his own ass. You know, like, shit, I know there's a bunch of evidence that I did it because I was planning to kill someone, so, like, I need to cover my own ass by protecting Teru. Or, like I said, it could be a, fuck, what's the word? Brain. I'm very hot right now. I'm thinking companion. Accomplice, there we go. It could be an accomplice situation. I don't know why, I'm slightly more drawn to the theory that Nagito was planning a murder and Teru found out and was like, right, he's got a load of evidence that it's him, so I'm a piggyback off of that. I think that's cleverer. I think that's more interesting. Let me look at the knife. So, the body. The body is collapsed, face down under the table. As if he were in the middle of attempting something. It looks like he was... According to the Monokuma file, he was repeatedly stabbed between the throat and abdominal region. Repeatedly stabbed. Would one of us really do something so horrible? The Monokuma file number 1 has been updated in your handbook. Check the Truth Bullets menu to review it. Okay. And the blood. The blood flowing from Byakuya's body formed a huge pool under the table. There's a lot of blood. There's blood splattered everywhere. There's a lot of blood, but if he was stabbed like 10 times, really that isn't much. It's draining down. Even the inner side of the tablecloth is covered in blood. The blood might have splattered all over the place when he got stabbed. But there don't seem to be any drag marks leading from the blood pool. Yeah, because he was killed right there. Bloodstain under the table has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. I'm sure I've pretty much investigated what's under the table. Despite the fact that it's just me, I think I'm working pretty hard. Even if it's just a little, I'm sure we're getting close to the truth behind Byakuya's death. Okay, now, I kind of want to look at everything around, especially the AC. A remote-controlled air conditioner. Air conditioner? Could it be? Hey, all of you. Why can't you act a little more grown up? Yep, there was that beep beep. What was that sound just now? Yep, and who was stood by the aircon? Who was stood? Nagito. 2 plans. 2 plans going off at the same time, and Teru got there first. This air conditioner is probably the only machine inside this room. And the air conditioner's remote control. The timer is set to 11:30 p.m. Yeah. If it was preset, then again, there were only 2 people in the old building before everyone else, and that was Nagito and Teru. Like, I can't tell. I can't tell if this is a killer and accomplice or if it's two plans. If only I could remember. If only I could remember if they specified, okay, if there's an accomplice and you figure out the blackened, the accomplice is spared. Like, if I could remember if that was a rule, then I would feel a lot more secure in saying, okay, this is clearly an accomplice situation. But then my thought is, why would Teru buddy up with Nagito? Because to be honest, Teru, he strikes me more as an opportunist. He strikes me more as someone who's like, oh shit, something's going down, I should join in, rather than someone who plots. Teru, he's a perv. He's a perv, but he doesn't strike me as a hardened killer. Out of everyone, I wouldn't have put him down as someone who was capable of plotting a murder. Nagito, yeah, I could absolutely see that. But Teru, no. That's why I'm slightly more drawn to the, oh, he discovered it and decided to do something. There's so much planning here, and I just don't see Teru doing it. I don't know. The timer is set to 11:30 p.m. I'm pretty sure Byakuya's time of death was around the same time. If so, that means that mechanical sound before the blackout, it probably came from this air conditioner. My flashes of inspiration aren't as bad as I thought. AC timer has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Now then, my timer did go off, so I am going to leave this episode right here. In the next one, we continue the investigation. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Kallista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.